Good afternoon. Let me go ahead and call this special meeting of the Rio Grande City Consolidated Independent School District meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. It is 12 o'clock noon. We're at the Family and Community Engagement Center located at 1 South Fort Ringgold, Rio Grande City, Texas. Section 1, meeting called to order. Roll call for purposes to determine a quorum. Mr. J. Peña.
Present.
Mr. Basilio D. Varrial Jr.
Present.
Mr. Noe Castillo.
Present.
Mr. Johnny Pope IV.
Present.
Mr. Elizar Velasquez Jr.
Present.
And Daria Dr. B. Babinow. She is absent. We do have a quorum. Section 2, Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Velasquez, will you help us with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you, Mr. Velasquez. And before we proceed to closed session, there are two announcements that I'd like to make. The first one is our Rattler boys and Gruya boys soccer teams both play tonight. Rattlers play here at 7, Gruya plays at Hidalgo at 8, and it's for the area playoffs. They won by districts last week, both teams in Corpus Christi, so I think the very least we can do is give them a round of applause for them. They do play tonight. So we wish them well. Also this morning, the superintendent, myself, Elsa Varrial Morris, we attended an event at the STC Center whereby Congressman Henry Cuellar was presenting the allotments for each entity and the monies that they were going to be given for purposes of COVID relief and preventative measures and monies that the school can use generally. They are going to come with some guidelines from the Department of Treasury. That still hasn't been established, but we do have the check here. Jay's trying to take it from me, but it's for $42,266,000. Again, the school.
Can you repeat that, Mr. President?
$42,266,000 that we don't have it yet. The state it will be given to the state first, and they have to give it to the school district within 60 days from that date. So again, there's going to be a lot of guidelines on how that money can be used. But it is desperately needed, and we look forward to having that to utilize it for the best interest of our students, staff, employees, personnel, and everybody involved with the district. So I just wanted to spread that good news. Like I said, desperately needed and very well accepted. So thanks for that. News. All right, so we will convene now in executive or closed session in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code Sections 551.071 to 551.076 and 551.082 to 551.084, and the time is 12:03. Right, we're back in, reconvening back in open session. It is 12:28, Section 4. Do I have a motion on item A? A motion by Mr. Castillo. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
A second by Mr. J. Peña. All those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, so signify by raising your left.
Abstain.
Right, the vote is 5 in favor, 1 abstention.
And Mr. President, I'd like to add, I want to ask council, is it possible that I could make a motion to append this particular resume to the meeting minutes?
Yes, sir.
So I motion to append Mr. Peña's resume to the meeting minutes.
Let me go ahead and say that the first one was approved, obviously, and then that was a motion by Mr. Peña to include the is his resume pretty much?
Resume submitted by Mr. Peña
okay.
to the meeting minutes.
Okay, to include. And there's a motion, Mr. Peña, second by Mr. Varrial. All those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, so signify by raising your left.
Abstain.
Okay, 5 in favor, 1 abstention. Motion passes. Congratulations, Mr. Peña.
Thank you, sir.
The floor is open. Should you want to say something, or should any board member wish to address Mr. Peña?
Sure, sir. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me, behind me through this journey in education. I've been in education for 32 years, and I'm a third generation in education. Following by my mother, who was an educator here for about 37, 38 years as a teacher, administrator in the district, and my aunt as well, her twin, a coach, all her years in the district. And my grandmother was also a school teacher here in the district, so I'm a third generation. So I'm proud to serve the community, the students, the staff. I'd like to thank, my parents, my dad who's here with us today. Thank you, Dad, for supporting me and being behind me throughout all these years. And my lovely wife, who's here, also supported me and has throughout all the years of our marriage and our work. Thank you. I love you, babe.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank the school board for giving me the opportunity. I am truly blessed, and I'm here to serve our students, staff, and community in everything that I do. I pledge to work tirelessly throughout my years and tenure here. You can see through the experience that I've had, I'll be here to lead and guide and facilitate, to the students and staff throughout the community. So I'd like to thank you, Mr. Eddie Ramirez, President, Mr. Peña, Vice President, Mr. Verrial, who's worked with me throughout since I started as a school teacher way back then. Thank you, sir. Mr. Castillo, thank you for the support, sir. Mr. Pope and Mr. Velasquez, thank you all. And you will not regret. I pledge to work tirelessly for the students, staff, and community here in the district. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mine will be short. I have to interact with you quite a bit, and the passion speaks for itself. And we've done so much in a little time, and just I look forward to what the future holds for us. Not sure if any other board member wants to address Mr. Peña.
All I'm going to say is Mr. Peña said that I've known him for a long, long time. Ever since I've known him, he's been, I'll use the word, something on wheels, basically. He's just been a tremendous individual, tremendous teacher, and we go back, I guess, 25, 30 years. I've seen him work, and there's not very many people like Mr. Peña. Congratulations, Mr. Peña.
Let's proceed to item B. Do I have a motion on item B?
I motion to authorize and approve item B as discussed in closed session.
There's a motion by Mr. Peña. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Varela. All in favor, so signify by raising your right hand.
Abstain.
There's 5 in favor with 1 abstention, Mr. Velasquez. Motion passes. Real quick, I want to address the public again because I was being told that there was a volume incident or they couldn't really hear what we were saying the first time around. And I did speak about, let me see, the soccer teams. I know that there's 2 area playoff games today. Both the Rio Rattler and Gruya boys play. The Rattlers play at 7 at home. Gruya plays in Hidalgo at 8. That's for the area playoffs. They won by district champions last week, I believe, in Corpus. So I wanted to give them a round of applause, and I'm going to do it again because they definitely deserve that attention. And we were told through text messages and other media that there was a volume issue, and they really couldn't hear what we had to say. So let's give them another round of applause and wish them well tonight. And the second issue that we discussed is,
Mr. President, that's what I was going to tell you.
Sure.
Just thank, I guess, Mr. Cuellar and the U.S. government, I guess.
amen. There you go. To that. This morning there was an event wherein Henry Cuellar pretty much gave ceremonial checks to all the entities in Starr County and their allotment, the amounts that they were given per entity. And you're going to hold it?
Yeah.
The amount that Rio Grande City High School, or Rio Grande City Consolidated Independent School District received was $42,266,000. Before we start getting requests and people going haywire, there are going to be some guidelines that come with that. And it's for COVID measures, COVID relief, preventative measures, and so forth. But again, we're waiting for much more guidelines from the Department of Treasury. But that is desperately needed. It's very welcomed. And like Mr. Varela says, we need to give a thanks to Henry Cuellar and obviously the U.S. government, the federal government. The way it was informed upon us was that they give it to the state of Texas, and the state of Texas has to give it to the school district within 60 days from them having received it. So again, something to look forward to, and Mr. Peña will have extra finances to utilize, and especially in the help of trying to get everybody back to the school district and back to some sense of normalcy, if there's any such thing anymore. But those are the 2 comments that I made before, and I'm reiterating it because, again, there were some volume technological issues we were having. So thanks again for letting us know about the issues, and those are the 2 announcements we had before the hearing.
Mr. President, Mr. Peña says he already spent the $42 million, so he already figured out how to spend $42 million.
Mr. Peña does not know he cannot bid for any jobs with the school
He
district.
already
So.
figured out how to spend $42 million.
He wanted to endorse it, but I said it has to be my name, not his. But,
They're talking about Superintendent Peña.
all right. All joking aside, a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Castillo, second. Second,
So moved.
Mr. Varela. All those in favor, so signify by raising your right hand. Motion is approved. Hearing is adjourned. It is 12:36. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a wonderful day.